What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode number 508 of the Smark Moment Smack Talk podcast, Hot Tags of the Week, where we will be breaking down some of the current events and rumors and news and gossip and everything else that's happened in the past few days in the world of pro wrestling that we feel like talking about. I'm your host, as always, Tony Mango. I'm joined by a very noisy cricket in the background that won't shut the fuck up. And Robert D. Felice.
I'm kind of liking our cricket friend. Maybe he'll have some interesting insight on things.
I'm hoping that my noise reduction takes care of some of that, but if you start just hearing chirp, 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 chirp for the entire time, I'm sorry, everybody. This thing has been going on for a solid hour. It won't shut up, which I'm just imagining this is the same as the Super Dragon kind of deal. There's one cricket, just Super Dragon, Super Dragon.
Maybe the cricket will start chirping in rhythm with the song or with the chant. Super Dragon, chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah, it could be like a Let's Go Cena Sucks, like one other cricket joins, and it's just like chirp, 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 chirp. If I had some spray, I would douse that son of a bitch. What's up, everybody? We are, going to run down the normal stuff. We want to know what you guys have to say about whatever these topics are that we get into. I'm sure we're going to think of some on the spot, even that I didn't write down. So, you know the score. Leave a comment below, particularly on the YouTube video. While you're there, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, hit the thanks button if you want to toss some money our way. Join the members only side of things for that, or hit up the Patreon, take advantage of the different tiers that we have there, help support us, share your support on the monetary side of things that way, or pick up a shirt or something else on TeePublic and Redbubble. Whatever you do to help us grow and help us keep things going on here, greatly, greatly appreciated. So thank you in advance for anybody who does, anybody who currently is on any of those things, or anybody who does in the future. Big old thumbs up, like cheesy thumbs up, like 80s thumbs up, freeze frame kind of style.
That's exactly what I thought of too, just the freeze frame.
Like Officer Bar Brady at the end of that one episode of South Park kind of deal. You know, yeah. For anybody who has no idea why we're laughing at, check back the No Holds Barred fan tracks and everything over on fanboysanonymous.com, because that, it was just one of those good things that came out of that.
God. Amazing.
You know, I could have very easily taken that out of my movie collection, but I'm like, no, I think I might end up revisiting that again at some point, so I needed to keep that. Anyway, we got hot tags to break down here, and then potentially a movie fan tracks we might do. Oh, I don't know. We'll sort it out.
Yeah, stay tuned to that.
You might hear another thing on Fanboys about the John Cena movie, because that's what we are thinking about doing, the Vacation Friends. We might check that out. We did one for Jungle Cruise. So if you're a fan of The Rock, check that out. fanboysanonymous.com. Again, like, follow, share, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. But
Big
stay tuned.
For the for one of the scenes towards the end of Jungle Cruise. Go watch it. It's a good time.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a crossover between Fanboys and Smark Moment. And again, at some point we're going to get around to the idea of the Vacation Friends. Either it's tonight or another night. Probably tonight. We'll probably just do that. Depends on how long these hot tags go, I guess. Because it's already 12:30 in the morning. We'll see. Yeah, let's get into some trademark stuff. Woo! Trademarks, yeah.
Trademarks. All right, let's do it.
So that trademark of WWE Day 1, we know what it is now. Well, we knew that this was something that was probably leaning towards the direction of where it is. It's not the biggest prize in the world. Day 1 is going to be the name of their New Year's Day pay-per-view event in 2022.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
That's gotta be like a major event, right? That's gotta be like, fuck yeah, it's the first of the year. Let's go. Here's Brock Lesnar versus somebody.
They were going to say Sting for some reason. I'm like, wait, I don't think they're pulling that off.
Well, you never know.
Imagine if that's the case.
And Sting will let you fight The Undertaker. Please come home.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a big event. I think it's going to be more so along the lines of like maybe like the Intercontinental title or something changes hands. We'll see what they do for the end of the year too, because there is one on December 12th, I think, which more than likely is probably TLC because they keep doing that. But we don't have Clash of Champions in the mix yet. You know?
Yeah, they didn't actually announce TLC, which is interesting. Because wouldn't it be crazy if they just didn't?
I would be so happy with that because I do not like TLC. For that matter,
Yeah.
Clash of Champions, I like the name, but unless you're doing champion versus champion, which you do at Survivor Series, you don't need to do Clash of Champions.
Night of Champions was fine.
Night of Champions works as a great, like, you can just do that on like Raw and SmackDown. Call it like Week of Champions. All the championships are on the line on Raw and SmackDown on NXT. NXT
Well, remember,
UK
there
too.
was that report as well that like they're gonna start doing like Raw Roulette again and like King of the Ring and like special things for TV, which I'm not against, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, they could very easily do that. It's not like that takes much more effort. Look, 205 Live, you have Kushida, whoever's the champion at the time, defend the Cruiserweight title. Totally cool. You put all the other titles on the line on the other shows. There you go, Week of Champions. But WWE Day 1, could be worse.
In Atlanta, right?
And, it's kind of interesting that they didn't go with New Year's Revolution.
Yeah. I think they're in a weird phase right now where it's like, no, we can't do anything that's old school.
Unless it's a WCW thing, and then they need to renew the, like Halloween Havoc and such.
Even that was a Hunter move, and we're going to be talking about that later.
True. That might be changing. So WWE Day 1 coming in 2022, New Year's Day. It's on the schedule. For anybody who doesn't know, there is a pay-per-view schedule up on smarkmoment.com, so it's very convenient. I update it as soon as anything happens. Take advantage of it.
And while that is the website you should be checking because you're listening to our podcast, there's also a very convenient schedule over on Fightful.com, and I always would be obliged if you would all check out Fightful.com.
Some other trademark things. We got House of Monet.
Yeah, that just happened during SmackDown. And
it's pretty obvious what that's going to be. This is the new gimmick for Apollo Crews.
Clearly, he'll be joined by Jimmy Wang Yang. And they'll be the House of Monet.
And they'll just be painters, like Monet. But Franky Monet, her faction is not the Robert Stone brand because he's not the one in charge. So it makes sense to switch it around.
House of Monet. I kind of like that.
Works. I don't think it's going to be the most bombastic thing in the world, but House of Monet, yeah, I'm fine with it. Got a trademark.
What is it, House of Versace or whatever, one of those things?
House of Gucci, yeah.
Thank you. All right, look.
I don't know a damn thing about that, except
I
was
trying to think of the movie with Lady Gaga going, Father, Son, and House of Gucci. That's what I was trying to think of.
I look, I don't know anything about fashion. I think fashion is dumb. Like, I am very much, this is another one of those opinions that people go, Tony's a weird cat, where I'm like, hey, I don't like ketchup. I think that worshipping celebrities is ridiculous, whatever. I think fashion is ridiculous. When you see people that wear these outfits that nobody would ever wear just because it's like, well, look at this stick figure model that basically doesn't have any clothes on and they're wearing a swan outfit or whatever. I think it's all ridiculous. So to me, brand names, nothing. Don't know anything about Gucci. But I saw the trailer for that and I'm like, you know what? I'll probably see that. Seems like it's probably decent Oscar bait.
I would definitely watch that, actually.
I don't think that's going to be something that lends to fan tracks as much because it's drama, but
you never know. Maybe we'll just get super artsy on
maybe. So House of Monet, it works. If it is supposed to be a House of Gucci thing, that I didn't draw that parallel until you just said it. And if they make a House of Monet movie, I'll watch that too. Why not? I got two more trademarks. I got the Alpha Male Monty Brown.
Well, hold on. I have way more than that. They trademarked AWA.
There's the renewals I don't even bother with.
So they did AWA. What was the other one? Extreme Rules. They did WWE Brawl, which was a canceled video game from 10 years ago.
Yeah, that is interesting. So that kind of makes it seem like they might have another video game thing in the works. We'll come back to that.
I'm like, if you want to renew that game, I'm all for it, because I'm sure we'll be talking more about video games on this episode.
Well, the Alpha Male Monty Brown, he's trademarked his name for use for like apparel and everything. Kind of curious. Maybe he's thinking about making a comeback in some fashion.
Monty Brown is one of those weird dudes where like everybody loves this guy. Cause everybody's just like, you know what? That was fun. He was fun. He said pounds and then he did the move and like it's just a good time. I hope Monty Brown comes back.
And I mean, the trademark, it doesn't necessarily indicate that. Maybe he is trying to start like a clothing line or whatever.
Or
But
just like a fluorescent tease or whatever.
yeah, either way, be cool if he gets a little bit of boost in whatever fashion.
Oh,
The
by the way,
Brawl thing.
here's an update for last week's episode. It took me 3 hours. I don't remember when we got off the phone, Tony, but it took me 3 hours to get that CM Punk shirt, and I did get it. At least they charged my card. I don't know if the order went through, but they did charge my card.
Yeah, that was I think you were able to get it when we were still bullshitting afterward, but
Like,
after we had
took
recorded or something.
Hours, man.
It was a while, yeah. Do you think WWE Brawl is going to turn into them making a new game, or do you think that they're just renewing the old thing?
If they manage to take a 10-year-old concept, which I actually thought was really cool, because it was like a Super Smash Brothers kind of fighting game mixed with WWE. If they can just do that with the modern characters and actually release the game, I'm all for it. You know? Fucking do it.
I think that there might be something to that because of the Battlegrounds game. Maybe they thought, doing a slightly different game that you don't have to put like the same amount of resources into. Maybe they want to try to, I don't know, double the amount of money that they get from the video game market or something. Or maybe they're going to do that stupid thing that everybody does these days where it's like, and now it's a mobile game because now we can do the microtransactions and all that.
They have 45 fucking mobile games and they always
no,
get rid
45?
of the one. Well, that was an exaggeration. I think they have like...
Oh, I was going to say, I wouldn't even put it past them at this point because everything's mobile game at this point.
I think they've had like 7 or 8 and they're all just all over the place.
I don't get into that. I can't, like, when they do collect a card. Like, it's not a card.
I did at first, but then it was like they started making a bunch of new ones, and when they would make the new ones, they just replace the old ones. Because that's the downfall of mobile gaming. It's like one day they just disappear off the App Store, and they just go away.
Or you could be like Pokemon Go, and they just start changing things up on you, and then you have big backlashes about the different things. And you know.
Yeah, but I like Pokemon Go. I think like it's sustainable. It's fun still, so good for them.
If anybody's interested, TK Pokemon Go. It's my username on there. Go ahead and send me some gifts.
Of course it's Pokemon. Well, I
wanted to get Pokemon Go, and they wouldn't let me get it. Somebody already has it. I was just like, Pokemon Go would have been great. Like, you know. So I had to put TK in front of it.
What are you, Tony Khan?
Well, I wanted to get the old Tony Mango that I have for everything else like that, and I guess I made that account in the past. I don't know. Wouldn't work. So, TK Pokemon Go.
But yeah, I think if we can get Brawl as the game it was supposed to be, I'd be all for it.
So speaking of video games, the WWE 2K22 game has been delayed to March. And the reason behind it has been supposedly to accommodate the roster releases and to just kind of punch up the game and make sure that it's, quote unquote, the best game that it possibly can be, which everybody says that for everything. And then if it ends up being great, it ends up being great. If it ends up being bad, then people go, yeah, well, next time. So I am not a gamer in the sense of being able to be like, yeah, this game needed this kind of thing and this whatever. I've not liked any of these types of games, to be perfectly honest. It's just not my thing. And I'm not much of a gamer to begin with anyway, but I buy into it, at least for this excuse of like, yeah, all these roster releases, we need to kind of change things up because they've released more than a handful of people. It's not like in the past that they might have had like 2 or 3 people that are outdated. You're talking like 100 people.
You released The Fiend. He might have been on the cover of the fucking thing, bro, you know? You know?
Who do you think would be on the cover? Because I read an article about this recently.
At this point, so I think for like 10 years now, they've done the one superstar on the cover deal. Now with 20, which was a dumpster fire in terms of gameplay, they had Becky and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think you got to run that back. Right? Like, I think it had to be like Roman and Bianca.
I was thinking Drew and Sasha.
I think it would have to be Roman. Because this Roman has never been on the cover of a game. But I think I've always been a
Flair.
fan of...
They haven't done Flair yet, right?
They haven't done Flair yet, actually.
So, Drew McIntyre and Charlotte Flair, I think. That could make sense. Oh, or Sasha, though? Either one.
I'm such a proponent of, like, Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Hearts Club Band, everybody on the cover. Fucking everybody on the cover. Now, I know Cody Rhodes had talked about not liking this in AEW. I actually love that about AEW. You look at those posters, look at the poster for All Out, and you're like, holy shit, I can't believe this is a real thing. Put everybody on the cover of this thing. Because it's like, that's the brand, isn't it? You slap a giant WWE logo in the middle. You put Roman, you put Cena, you put Charlotte, you put Sasha, you put Bianca, Becky, Rollins,
Brock.
Edge, Brock, and just to get a 10th name in there, let's say Bobby Lashley. And you're good, right? Like,
throw as many people as you can realistically fit on there without it being too cramped. It makes sense.
And then, like, that's your cover. And then everybody goes, oh, that's the WWE right now. Okay, cool. Instead of just being like, hey, it's Roman and it's hit or miss because you know who Roman is and you're attracted to the game, or you don't know who Roman is and you just go, oh, that's one of those new wrestlers.
Edge is another one. Put him on there with to try to attract the older audience.
Yeah, I'd definitely put Cena on anything you do. You know, and by the way, completely believable as far as the roster issue. And from the things that I've heard, it's a little more than just a believable story. And I don't blame them if the rumors are true and they're butting heads.
Yeah.
Because they should fucking butt heads. Like, wait a minute.
Every company that works with some kind of a brand deal, whether it's the action figures or if it's like trading cards or whatever they do these days, they should all be like, guys, come on. We've just been working on like 20 other superstars that we're bringing into the mix here. Who knows what figures, for instance, where like, well, we had this whole special Fiend figure that we just wasted all of our resources on that we could have gone to something else, and we could have either gotten the other line out ahead of time, or we could have fucking fired people and not had them working on it and saved some money, or, you know, like.
At some point, you're going to have to talk about the release of Bray Wyatt. Like, you're going to have to say, what is the justification process of releasing Bray Wyatt? Because I don't see it. And this goes beyond whether or not we think he's a compelling character. The dude moved merch that is undeniable. That is undeniable. What went wrong there?
Well, he's undeniable, so he has to go to AEW because that's where the undeniable people go.
I think the latest rumor was that he might go to Impact.
So that's another thing on this list of hot tags. Rumors that he is getting sought after by Impact in a heavy way, and that Buddy Murphy will be Buddy Matthews and going to Impact.
Well, the Buddy Matthews part is solid. Like, he's calling himself Buddy Matthews now.
The rumor is that he's going to go to Impact, and that Braun Strowman will be going to Impact.
The first person I thought of when I heard these rumors, that's all that they are at this point in time, is just rumors, is Callum, who had said, I'd rather see Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt go to someplace like Impact and prove themselves. And I think if these three names can, then we'll all be in good shape. I think Buddy Matthews, don't like the name, by the way, but that's whatever. I'll get over that. You know, yeah. Buddy, he should go to, I'd say go to AEW, but you know what? That place is getting kind of full, and kind of full with some really big names. Who'd have thunk it?
Which, if you believe the rumors of CM Punk's AC and BW on his sneakers, speculation that that's Bray Wyatt and Adam Cole going to AEW.
Well, at this point, it is 12:49 on Saturday, August 28th, which means Adam Cole's deal expired, and we do not know if he signed a new deal yet.
Did you see that thing that I had posted in the Megamaniacs of Gargano and Adam Cole?
That was fantastic. They're like trying to sell this war game set, and Johnny's like, "Hey, how many war games have you been in? I've been in all of them. I've been in 4, and yeah, I can't wait for this war game set with a special pack-in figure of Keith Lee." Keith Lee was in one of them.
It's like, yeah, but didn't he win it? And like, that was great. That was apparently the last thing that Adam Cole's doing for WWE, unless he does re-sign some contract, and we don't know. Do you believe the AC and the BW are cheeky things?
No. But then again, CM Punk is the guy who basically confirmed that Daniel Bryan is signed.
Yeah. With his, that's the yes thing is somebody else's shtick, and you might just have to be a little more patient. And then he gets super happy about it because he's just like,
amazing. You did it. Yeah, it's somebody else's shtick, and I just need to be a little more patient. And everybody gets excited. Like, it's a good time to be a fan. And I'll say this now because I only want to say it once. I hope that Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, I guess we're going to have to get used to that again. I hope that Bryan Danielson doesn't treat his AEW run the way he treated his, like, last SmackDown run, where it was like, yeah, just beat me. I want to see him win and, like, be a convincing top star.
Yeah, I agree about that.
I guess we'll see when we get there, but
we'll see it all out.
Exciting, yeah. No comment.
We'll see it all out. It's good. It's going to be one of those kind of deals, which we'll talk about next week. So, how do you think Daniel Bryan's popping up on this kind of deal? And
I mean, I think we all pretty much know how he's going to pop up. He's going to help the Big Show.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The QT Marshall and Daniel Bryan, that's the two matches I think I really want to see more than anything else. Sorry, QT Marshall and Big Show. I really don't care about that match. Let's talk about some product stuff. I have nothing really to say about it, but some people might be interested. The Rock is launching some headphones, and Kurt Angle is releasing custom-made sneakers.
I'm not a sneaker guy.
Neither am I.
So,
and I wear earbuds and AirPods instead of headphones. I'm not the, I gotta get the Beats and spend however much money and show people. Again, with the brand thing, because I'm like that, I don't give a shit if you're wearing a $5 white t-shirt from Walmart, or if you bought a white t-shirt from wherever the fuck, and it's, this is a whatever shirt. I don't care. It's a white t-shirt. So when people have on like...
thing. It's he wore like a $4,000 Minnie Mouse shirt from Gucci or something.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you could have picked that up at the Disney store. It could have been like $8, just fine. I don't understand it, but some people do really like that kind of thing. Some people are very much like, these headphones are like the most important purchase for me, and I would assume that this is probably good quality with that stuff, but I don't follow it.
I did not know Dwayne The Rock Johnson was releasing headphones.
Partnering up with was it JB or JL or JBL or whatever it would be?
I think it's JBL, actually.
So Layfield's getting it. And Under Armour is part of it, too.
Does he own part of Under Armour now?
God knows. I don't know.
Because he does a lot with Under Armour. I'm wondering if he owns them.
He might have like a stake in the company or something, maybe.
He could. Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't heard anything about the headphones. I currently use these big can headphones. I don't like them anymore. I really want to go back to earbuds just because they're more compact looking, and I'm on camera way more than I would have thought I would be. So that's a move that I'm looking to make. But yeah, I probably won't be picking these up.
I'm not going to get either that or the sneakers because sneakers are not my thing. I've got a pair of Payless sneakers on right now that I got for like $11.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's a mattress store.
Not a mattress guy either. I'm not going like, I gotta get this mattress. That's what, whatever's comfortable. But the sneakers for Kurt Angle, they say "you suck" on them, which I think is fun.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
that's dumb.
It's the G.I. Joe logo, but it says "you suck."
Hold on, I gotta look these up now. That's silly. And look, I'm a guy who's currently wearing Bret Hart shorts from Chalkland. Like that's what I'm currently wearing. I got that, and I got Razor Ramon ones that I'm gonna wear one of these days. But like, look, I'm all for wrestling gear, but I don't like the whole "you suck" thing. Like, I never thought that was something he should have embraced. It's a fun dig, you know, at him, but it's like, don't embrace that.
I don't know why WWE hasn't gotten more into the sneaker thing, because they have plenty of people there that could have brought this idea up, like Kofi Kingston, for instance.
So silly.
Yeah, I would never buy them. I'm not that type of guy either, too, when it comes to sneakers. Like, if I had a picture of like my shoe collection, people would be like, "God damn, Tony, you buy the same thing over and over again." I'm like, yeah, because, you know, I got like a pair of black boots. I got a couple pairs of these types of sneakers I have on, which are just like, I guess they're technically called like Vans or something. But they're just.
You like, don't, wait, hold on. You don't even know what Vans are, pal?
I don't. You know, I'm not that type of thing.
That's amazing. Okay, so
let me Google Vans sneakers and see if they're close to that. Yeah, they look like that. So the shoes that I have on right now. So they're just like that. And it's just, I have like 5 pairs of like black, white, and gray combination things. Because that's all you need. I'm not a big sneaker guy. I'm not going to wear multicolored things. I'm not going to wear these like, I got to have the orange ones. Because no, it's not my deal. Doesn't make it, yeah, if anybody else likes it, totally fine for you. It's just not my thing.
These Rock headphones are $300. They are quote unquote workout headphones. And they are from Under Armour and JBL. They look sleek. I like that they're just black and they have a little Braun Bull logo on them. That's cool. But I probably wouldn't get them either.
Yeah.
Like I have a decent pair of studio headphones and a decent pair of studio earbuds coming in. And like, look, if it's, hey, get in the Apple ecosystem and get AirPods because you have an iPhone, that's one thing. But it's like, just, hey, you want $300 for the Braun Bull logo? No.
Nah, I can do without it. Yeah.
But again, I'm always a guy who, hey, if I have an unlimited budget, sure. But I do not.
And more than likely, I would say more than likely this is the type of thing that it comes and it goes and you don't hear much about it, but maybe they catch on. I wouldn't have thought back when the Michael Jordan sneakers first popped around that was going to be such a big thing. So I'm so not into the market that I have no idea what the buzz would be for this. And if you're interested, check it out, everybody. I mean, that's 2 sneaker stories on this episode in particular, the CM Punk one and Kurt Angle. And the headphones too, you know.
So, okay, they link you to the Rock's workout playlist on Spotify. Try to name at least one of the songs on this 21 song playlist.
Let's see. TNT
by AC/DC?
Yeah.
That is not on here, but
damn,
I'm a little surprised. One of the songs on here is Hotel California.
Damn good song.
That's a damn good song. I don't get pumped up when I hear it.
Yeah, I don't think that would be on my exercise playlist or anything.
I'm surprised that The Rock is listening to Hotel California. He's also got Lagrange on here. You know, Dan. You know ZZ Top Lagrange, right? Well, you would if you heard it. He's got Black Betty. Not a bad song.
Does that go?
I'm not gonna start singing Black Betty on the podcast.
Is that one of those songs? Okay.
But Black Betty's all right. He's got just an eclectic mix. He's got Tupac on here. He's got Kanye West. He's got Rage Against the Machine. He's all over the place, The Rock.
But does he have classical? Rocking out to some Mozart or Beethoven or something.
No, there's no symphony by Beethoven. There's no number 9. It is number 9, right?
9 or 5. I can't remember which one. You know, but yeah, have like in the Hall of the Mountain King or something.
There is the Ecstasy of Gold, however, by the San Francisco Symphony and Metallica. Rock, and that must be how Metallica got in the Jungle Cruise soundtrack.
By the way, if anybody's interested in just my point of view when it comes to exercise playlists and stuff, I will tell you the number one song that I do any kind of exercise to, the Tron Legacy end credits theme.
I believe that.
It's just perfect, the rhythm and everything. Check it out, everybody, if you're interested. I'm plugging that. And for anybody that's on the Kurt Angle sneakers or the Rock headphones, look, hey, if you want to sponsor this, you want to send them my way and get a product review, send them my way. I'll be honest.
By the way, Beethoven on Spotify. I don't know why that shocked me so much, but it does. But yes, it's number 5.
So let's talk about some ideas of AEW taping stuff going forward. We've got a little bit of an idea of how they're going to do things, just to make it a little bit easier for now their 4 different shows that they have. AEW is going to be taping Rampage on Wednesday nights, either prior to or after Dynamite. I guess kind of depends on what they are recording for that. If it really has nothing to do with the episode, maybe they do it before, maybe after, whatever it might be. And they're going to be moving Dark and Dark Elevation to possibly Universal Studios.
I like this.
Me too.
I like this move. It plays off of one of the more unspoken of histories in wrestling, the Impact Zone. It's just dark. So like if you like a certain group of guys or girls, cool, you're stationed in Orlando. I like it.
It makes sense to do that because it is the show that's just for YouTube and everything. If the spoilers come out, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to do this like double separate taping type of thing every week where they have like Dynamite one day, then on Fridays they record Rampage for a 1-hour show, they book a venue. That wouldn't make any sense. And theoretically they could, if they wanted to try to make it a double taping, like every week they go to 2 different places. They could do Dynamite and like maybe Dark, and then on the other one Rampage and Dark Elevation, and kind of split the difference. But I think this makes more sense, you know. Bring people in on a studio show, keep it separate, make it look a little bit different too, because it's not like they look all that different as it is, and that'll help with a little bit of it. And record Rampage ahead of time. It's a 1-hour show. You got 3 matches to it. The spoilers are not making that much of a difference. If you want to watch it, you're going to watch it.
I'm a big fan of this move.
I also just personally like it because we will know more spoilers ahead of time, and that makes it way easier to do our jobs.
Yeah.
Like, to be perfectly honest, there are days where it's just like, I do not want to watch Raw, or I do not want to watch Rampage, or whatever it might be. And knowing ahead of time that nothing crazy happens, it's a lot easier to just be like, all right, I've got it on in the background. Maybe if I miss half of a match, it's not going to be the end of the world, because I know who's going to win and I know what's going to happen with this, and you know, that kind of deal. Makes it so much easier. So I personally like that quite a bit, but I just think it just makes sense, you know?
Yeah, and it's a really cool move, and I can't help but just be in awe of what this company has done in less than 3 years. And they're going to the moon.
To the moon.
And you know, they're doing so much cool shit. And even if it only lasts, look, the Turner-owned WCW lasted 13 years. The Nitro era lasted 6. If we can get a good 3 to 5 years out of this, that's fucking great. Like, that's all I'm looking for. Is like a really strong 5 years. You know?
Hey, who knows how the world's going to be in 5 years?
Trying to be positive here, Tony.
I'm trying to be realistic. We don't know if that asteroid's hitting us. Just gonna. If this is we were talking earlier about this idea that the world seems like it's just sort of in this rushed season of a TV show. There's going to be a season finale or a series finale. It's one or the other.
Well, haven't they like actually come out and said that our planet is beyond saving?
Probably.
So there you go.
Try to guess this. This is just gonna sidebar for no reason at all, just because why not? There's a certain movie that has ruined the phrase "beyond saving" for me.
Not a clue.
So in this particular movie, drop a comment below. Don't cheat to the point where I say what it is, then go, "Oh, I knew it was that." Be honest. There's a certain movie that they say the words "beyond saving." I'm thinking 4 times in it, and it's like at first it's perfectly fine, and then it starts becoming a little bit like, all right, you didn't know another way to reword that. It's one of my favorite movies too. I'll give you one more guess.
Because you said it was one of your favorite. Fight Club. I don't think I've heard that phrase in Fight Club.
Batman Begins.
I didn't like Begins as much as the other two.
I'm more of a stickler for Batman Begins than even The Dark Knight.
Because I don't like Raish.
He's the one that first says it. He says Gotham is beyond saving and whatever. And then Bruce, at least later on, says it's not beyond saving and whatever. This is beyond saving. And I'm like, oh, beyond saving is really like, you're harping on that phrase.
It's like modern day unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah. So I don't know. Beyond saving. When everybody says that, I just think of Ra's al Ghul being like, Gotham is beyond saving and must be destroyed. Let's go over to some other hot tags here. Let's talk about AEW All Out is going to air in movie theaters. They've tried this out before. They're going to do it again. Pretty cool.
That's super cool.
A couple of friends of mine might actually check it out in theater, like some Cinemark or AMC or something. I'm not going to do that because I don't think that they would really appreciate me bringing my laptop in and doing TV coverage while I'm watching it. They would probably assume I'm just airing it and, stealing. Right. But if I didn't have to do coverage for it, I would be considering doing that because that could be kind of fun to watch something like that in a movie theater. And, if you're interested, I wanted to let everybody know about that just in case they wanted to be like, oh, maybe I will check that out. Maybe I will buy those headphones from The Rock or whatever it might be. TV stuff.
Wow, we already have TV stuff?
Yep. Monday Night Raw goes down with not a whole lot going on that I think that we should really touch on. Except John Morrison and Miz broke up. That's something that... What's that?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there was a big report. John Morrison said for a babyface run on Raw. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Anybody with eyes can see that. I hate those reports. Allow me this tangent, because I have to do this all damn day for a living. I hate those. Come on, guys.
Well, what do you like better?
With eyes.
That or the one of Elias has said that he, rest in peace, Elias, long live Elias, meaning that his name is going to be Elias. I forget what outlet I saw. I'm sorry, whoever it is, just to rag you down for it, but I'm like, that's not a report.
I'm not sorry. You're stupid.
That's like saying, a title changed hands. This person's now the champion, meaning they will hold the championship going forward.
the audacity to be like, John Morrison is set for a baby. No.
Yeah.
No. But really, is he though? But is he? Like, come on, guys.
I don't think there was anything else that happened on Monday Night Raw.
False. Come on. Karrion Kross.
Oh, crap. Yeah, wow. I forgot to add that down into my list of one of the worst ring gears of the year, because he's wearing a gimp mask now.
He is full on Mad Max. He is full on, post-apocalyptic guy. And where the fuck is Scarlett?
Let me type out Karrion Kross gimp mask. Add that to my list, okay?
And he added the demolition, not only the demolition mask,
straps.
But the demolition straps. Can he paint his fucking face? Can he be Demolition Kross?
It could be like dun 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 dun. Here comes the axe, and here comes the cross.
Look, I like Karrion Kross. I'm not gonna throw in the towel on him yet, but my God, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I mean, granted, Kross when he came in at NXT Takeover in Your House 2020 is a lot different than the guy who won the belt from Finn Balor. But still, it's not worth just retconning all of that. Like, what are we doing here, man?
It looks absolutely terrible in the sense that it's kind of on the wavelength of the Viking experience, where it seems like everybody should have just gone, whoa, it's not a good idea. Let's not do that anymore. So I'm very curious if they're going to continue that for next week. I haven't seen anybody say anything positive about it. Everybody seems to just be like, this is ridiculous, kind of thing. And it sucks because it's like, man, Karrion Kross, you're not doing that well in this main roster thing, and it's not your fault.
And they didn't even give him a chance yet. Like, he's just, you know what, fuck it. Let's just do this thing where we're going to revamp him completely. And we're going to get back to that because we got a lot more to say about NXT.
Also, another quick sidebar. I think I might have made this joke before, but it's in my head again. That year of Axe and Smash starting off the Royal Rumble, how fucking great would it have been if it's like they have the entrance themes.
And number one, here comes the Axe.
Dun, 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 here comes the Axe. And it's like, and participant who drew number 2. Dun, 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 here comes the Smasher. The number 3 comes out. Dun 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 dun. Here comes Andre the Giant. Like number 4. Dun dun dun. It just goes for everybody. Here comes Mr. Perfect. Here comes Ronnie Garvin for the whole fucking 30 of them. Amazing.
I'd be all for it.
Eventually, we're well past the point. We're at like number 22 even, and it's just like. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes Big Boss, man. Like, just kind of, I'm sick of this guy. This is why I don't have my own promotion, because I would have done something like that one night. On like at least a house show, just to make myself pop.
That I think they would do. They would just pop themselves on a house show like that.
Where you get to 30 minutes worth of this kind of there. No, 60 minutes worth of it. And then people are just like, holy fuck, we're at like entrance 17. Stop it. And I'm like, no, we're doing all 30.
Yeah, I don't like this thing for Cross. But that was my main takeaway from Raw.
So, switching over to NXT, we have our $1 million celebration, what they call it. And did we not call this ahead of time?
I didn't call the swerve, but yeah.
The secondary part of it, yeah, I didn't quite get that. But I mean, if you listen back to old podcasts, we're like, all right, Cameron Grimes wins the title, and then he gives it back to DiBiase, and he says, well, I've won your respect, and that's all that really matters, but this championship belongs to you. And they do almost verbatim that, but they end up just giving a little bit of a twist that makes it so much better, where DiBiase's like, no, I want you to have this, and he gives him a replica title. That was great. I popped for that.
Very good.
Huge fan of that. Especially because it's just like, after he does that, he laughs, he drives off, then it's like, that damn Ted DiBiase. Like, all right, we came full circle. This was a pretty damn good feud.
And I think this is one of the few examples of a story just wrapping up.
Full blown wrapping up. Yeah, like, that's the end.
Move on now.
He's not going to carry the championship anymore. He has turned babyface. He is accepted as a babyface. He's got the rub from the $1 Million Man. LA Knight seems like a bigger heel now than he ever did before. This is, hats off. I'm not wearing a hat right now, but if I did, I'd take it off.
Because we're going to talk a lot about what happened in the booking of NXT, but like, this was good. I loved everything about this. I loved DiBiase getting physical at the pay-per-view. I loved everything they did here from start to finish, even all the way back from the start, because the GameStop stock mooned. Like, all of that was good.
We had some future challengers for the Women's Tag Team Championship in Team Ninja. They scored a win over Dolan and Jane.
They should just be the champions.
They really should, because Zoe Stark and Io Shirai haven't done anything but eat sushi the one time. Pointless title and everything that we've talked about before.
Not a fan.
A lot of other things that are really not super duper consequential. I should say they are inconsequential. Being like, Kaylee Ray beats Valentina Ferocia and everything, and Legado de Fantasma beats Hit Row. But we did get two other, three more interesting things, I would say. One being Samoa Joe pretty much says who's the next challenger. Pete Dunne, LA Knight, Kyle O'Reilly, Rich Holland, Tommaso Ciampa, a bunch of people in the mix.
Hey, question. Who hotter than Top Dollar?
Not Nada, apparently.
That's right.
Zion Quinn beats Boa.
Not good.
Not looking good for Boa.
Not looking good.
Tian Sha went from unstoppable and Xia Li kicking ass to Xia Li is not there and Mei Ying is causing distractions that's making Boa lose.
Hey, remember when...
Zion Quinn, of all people.
Remember when NXT went from being awesome to kind of just meh? That's kind of what happened to Tian Sha. Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, we still haven't seen Mei Ying do anything but sit in a chair and choke a couple people.
The Mei Ying Classic, I'm telling you.
That'd be great if they did that. We got the winner of the NXT Breakout Tournament. Carmelo Hayes scores the upset.
I think they like this kid. And I like him too.
I've liked what I've seen from him, yeah. And Odyssey Jones, I mean, they look like they might even bring him up to the main roster already with basically how he's been performing.
I would.
I kind of just want all those things to resettle after the draft. Like, that they actually sit down, they actually plan it all. Then post-draft, we've got a much better idea with the roster. But Carmelo Hayes wins that. That's cool. I like that. The Index Wedding's happening on September 14th.
I think that's one of the newer ones, isn't it?
That's going to be probably like the launch of the new NXT, which we know at this point has a new logo. Oh, man. It is a very basic logo of just like almost the easiest thing that they could have done, basically. Like if you would have gone to one of those like websites that people have the competitions to try to find somebody to create a logo for, this guaranteed would have been one of the ways that they would have positioned the text for just the NXT. But even more so, it's Dynamite.
So I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon.
You're going to go on the Nickelodeon one instead?
Well, here's why I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. Because pastel colors and tie-dye and stuff like that is super hot right now. So I'm not going to say it's Dynamite. I'm just going to say that it's what's in the same way that, like, was Raw doing ECW with its grungy vibes back in 97, 98? Sure, maybe. But it's also just what was in. My thing is, and we got on tangents on some podcast before about me not liking minimalism. It's very bright. It's very vibrant. I'm wondering if this means, like, we're coming to an end of everything's going to be like a flat, minimalistic, one color design. And then there's just Tony, this is the antithesis of what NXT is. This has to be a kick in the balls to Triple H. And I'm not usually this guy that, like, perpetuates conspiracy theories. But, like, I look at this, and this is the antithesis of what NXT just established, which was, like, after Mania, when they brought in the whole, and they had the bat background or the eagle background or whatever the fuck. And that's, like, super heavy metal. This has vibrant colors as though it's from Coachella or something, and Wale doing the theme song.
I like the theme better than the "we are not your kind" kind of thing on a personal level, because I'm not a fan of screamo type stuff. But it does feel like it's
still doing the Slipknot intro. I haven't watched NXT since they changed it.
I honestly don't pay that much attention to the intro anymore because of that kind of thing. But the that vibe feels like it's completely different, if not on purpose, like as like a statement of this isn't working, so we're going to go in the total opposite direction. But I also just, it feels like it's Dynamite to me. It feels like they're, even if it isn't, I'll just put this out there. Even if there was not an idea of the kids are liking that Dynamite, let's do that kind of thing, somebody has to have known that the comparisons would be there, and then they shouldn't go with it. Because it's just looking like they're trying to copy the people that beat them in the ratings.
Right now, it's looking too colorful and too main roster for me. That's what I'll say.
I'll also say this, too. I don't look at paint being thrown around and think to myself, oh, that's probably a show about a bunch of muscular people beating the crap out of each other in a professional wrestling environment.
A lot of young, muscular people beating the crap out of each other. Like, I don't get good vibes from this, Tony.
It just doesn't seem like it's a wrestling thing. It seems like that would be more like the Nickelodeon Splat or something. Like, if that was...
It seems like this is NXT OG.
If that was the NXT Kids thing, I could understand it more.
And we shouldn't be saying this about the upcoming revamp of NXT. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the theme song more, but I really don't like this kind of idea.
And I'll say, like, that might just be a personal thing. Like, I dug the underground heavy metal vibe of NXT. Maybe not necessarily every aspect of it, but there was a lot that I thought they had their pulse on, you know, modern alternative culture. This feels like, let's go mainstream, let's go hip, let's go our idea of mainstream and hip and what is popular today.
I'm always curious what the marketing teams are saying about these things, because it's always something that you see whenever you can go behind the scenes with any company, whether it's like when Fine Brothers redid their logo, they released some video about it, and I watched a little bit of it because I'm just like, I want to learn more behind the scenes when it comes to these things. And they were talking about like, oh, well, the FBE logo, we're switching it to this, and here's like 10 different designs that we were thinking of, and they looked almost exactly the same. And they were like, because this one's modern and this one's whatever, this one evokes this kind of, and I'm like, this is just BS. Like, this is just nonsense. But it's a culture, it seems, certain marketing departments and philosophies is like this snooty, pseudo artistic kind of like the best case scenario for a marketing department, I would think it's got some kind of a psychological edge to it and it's catchy, or it's eye-catching. And I think a lot of people these days just go like, well, we market tested X and Y and Z, and this demographic likes this, so let's just go on that kind of trajectory. Or like you said, like with flat designs, or with like something caught on, and then everybody said, well, we need to just have like an Arial bold our name, you know, like that kind of deal. So somebody probably was like, well, this splatter type thing, that's kind of in right now, and that'll bring the kids in. And I'm like, I hate that.
Here's why I don't like it. The Wale stuff, that's all Raw and SmackDown. Like, don't make NXT the yellow Raw and SmackDown, please.
No, it's the multicolored Raw and SmackDown.
And that's another thing too. Like, is it gonna be like
not the black and yellow brand anymore, the black and gold brand? It's gonna be just the tie-dye brand.
You know what I'm waiting for? And again, this is totally me or already fully speculating. I'm waiting for Sean to quit. Because the moment that Sean leaves NXT, if he does, that's when I'll go, okay, it's not theirs anymore. They're not having fun.
I can see that being the case, because Trips isn't going to quit. He'll just position himself to a different role in the company. But if Sean is, and you know, William Regal and some of the other people that are in that sort of camp, if they just start leaving, it'll be like, yeah, it's a changing of the guard.
And then what do you do? Like, the whole beauty of NXT was it's NXT. It's different. It's a different vibe. It was never meant to be a 2-hour program on Tuesday nights on USA. It was meant to be a bulk taped network show. And by the way, it's still just a generic NXT, like graphic wise, right? Like, it's not anything really incredible. Somebody added kids to the logo.
Yeah, say it is the kids type thing. Feels
I'm
like it.
actually gonna send you this because it's literally somebody just added kids.
It's one of the first vibes I got. I was like, yeah, if you were to tell me that this is the show that what's her face? Izzy. Yeah, you throw the word kids on that and it looks like this makes the most sense. Again, it's like a Nickelodeon thing. It's Nickelodeon meets AEW.
And I'm all for that. I like literally when I was telling the guy to design my Twitch overlay, I was like, Nickelodeon meets pro wrestling. Like trust me, I'm all for
if that colorful fits what you're going for, yeah.
Colorful vibes. It's just that's not NXT. Like it's not. And what are we gonna get? New belts and
I hope not, because those are my favorite belts. That NXT belt and the NXT women's title are probably my favorite belts in the company right now, outside of the regular WWE championship.
And that's another, I fucking hate that there are 4 belts that are identical and the tag belts are identical. Give me something unique.
Those tag belts have needed to go for the entire history of the copper pennies.
Yeah, but I'll get off my soapbox. I am legitimately interested in seeing what they pull off. I am willing to give it a chance. I know I came out with the negatives. That's just because personally, I dug the vibe of NXT, and it really feels like a changing of the guard. And I'm not necessarily for it.
I'm not in that mentality of you can't ever change anything because I'm always going to hate the change, but nor am I in the I liked exactly what they were doing before, but I'm in that whole if you change it and you change it for the worse or you change it for just as bad, I'm not going to go crazy over it. If you change it for the better, I'll like it more. I don't think that this is an upgrade. I think it's a downgrade or it's in some ways, lateral move, but I think it's more of a downgrade. I can't imagine that this changes the ratings either. Sometimes people do that. Sometimes people are like, we started talking about this before, well, in the past, however many months ago, when CBS was like, all right, well, we've got CBS All Access, but people don't want to sign up for it. And maybe they don't want to sign up for it because it's called CBS All Access. It's like, no, they don't want to sign up for it because they don't think it's worth the money. If you would change it to Paramount Plus and you just changed it to Paramount Plus, you'd have the same subscribers. But if you change it to Paramount Plus and you add more content, suddenly you got to get that. That's because people want to sign up for it. If you slap a new logo on NXT and you have the exact same show, the same people are going to watch it. Or less people are going to watch it because they're going to say, well, this tie-dye vibe is pretty stupid. The likelihood that that's going to draw more people in there is extremely low.
I'm trying to find the font to it right now.
It's probably a custom one.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, they're getting really lazy with their graphic stuff, so maybe not.
I'd imagine it's a baseline font that they customized a tiny bit. It looks a little bit like the Batman Forever font.
A little bit, yeah.
But I don't think it's exactly that font. We'll see. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point, probably. I'll probably have to.
Yeah, you're better at this than I am. I'll admit that.
Nothing much on NXT UK this week. Nothing on...
Well, did we ever watch it?
Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, let's talk about that for a moment. I don't know when that came up, because a good 2.5 hours later, it wasn't on Peacock.
Well, I know it's up now because I went and looked, and it is currently up. But yeah, guys, Callum had to give us the results.
Absolutely ridiculous. Here I am trying to fix America. And these people are telling me that they're trying to sort out the last conversation that I will read this. Okay, I'll just read it because they're not hiring me. And they should. That's the thing. They should. So,
here's
you know.
They should.
The last correspondence that I had with them, they didn't respond at all to me this week. But on the 19th, I had reached out to them and I had said that there was still the same issue. I said, for another update, it seems this issue is still going on. I just waited until 3:01 to log on to test something that they had said before about why don't you wait until after 3 o'clock to see if it switches over, if you don't have to clear your cache or anything like that. And I said, still not popping up. Didn't show up again until 3:11. They had said, thank you for reaching out. We apologize for any inconvenience this may be causing. We would be happy to assist you with this. The latest episode has been uploaded to Peacock. This is at 3:14. Please feel free to check out the app for it. If you are still not seeing the episode, please try signing out of the app and signing back in. This may help in showing the latest content reflect on your account. If you need additional assistance, please feel free to reach back out. We're always happy to help. So they waited until 3 minutes after I had said it's already 11 minutes late to tell me that it was up. Pretty useless. So I had said, well, like I mentioned 100 times before, the issue is that it shouldn't have to wait until 3:10 or so to get up. It's always available at 3 p.m. on the network, as it should be. That's what it's advertised for. 3:10 is not the same as 3 p.m. This applies to the web version and the TV app. It doesn't matter if you sign out, refresh things, log back in, etc., etc. Long story short, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like that's something people shouldn't complain about, of it's just a 10-minute delay, but if my job is to do coverage of it and I'm always 10 minutes behind, and the only way to catch up is to skip the first 10 minutes, I think that you understand the problem. They had said, thank you for taking the time to reach out, and we apologize for the delay. We can confirm that delay from our end. So we can confirm, which could have been anywhere from a minute or two up to 15 minutes, which sounds closer to what you experienced. And they spelled experienced wrong. We have made adjustments in prior episodes based off of you and other customers reporting this delay in their viewing experience. We hope that this will prevent this from occurring in future episodes. If you have any additional things, whatever. So then this week I said, yep, it's 3:04 and we're not back here. And then I said, well, it's past 3:11. And then they just did not respond to anybody about that, except for to say, like, hey, it's going to get uploaded at some point. A mess. Fucking mess. This is embarrassing. This is past the point where it's not just like a criticism type of thing of like, oh, you know, the network crapped out for a moment in the middle of a pay-per-view and I'm pissed and I'm canceling the network. Like some people do. Glitches happen, things happen. It's been months where this doesn't work right. And I've given them plenty data at this point of 2 different computers, of 2 different states, of 2 different cable and internet service providers, of Firefox and Chrome and Microsoft Edge, and a TV app on 2 different TVs. One of them also through the Comcast service plan, and on my phone. I have given them weeks and weeks of data. And what happened this week? It was like 3 hours probably until they uploaded the episode. They got worse. What the hell, guys?
Because I've told Tony this, like, I've never experienced it as bad as he has. And this week it wasn't up. It was not him. It wasn't up.
And there's no indication of what it is either. Nobody says anything. I want transparency in companies. Just admit you fucked up. Because, look, everybody knows you fucked up. Something got messed up. If it wasn't messed up, it would have aired at 3 o'clock perfectly fine. If something happens and there's an issue, there's an issue. Just say there was an issue. Say somebody didn't do their job and they fired them. Say you had a glitch with the system. Say your servers were down. Whatever the problem was. Own up to it. You know what happens when somebody says, like somebody dropped a comment of, hey, Samoa Joe's back on the roster. You don't have him on the heel and face index list. And I was like, whoops, you're right. Thought I already did that. And then I fixed it.
And it's that simple.
It's that easy. It's not that hard. I'm repeating it again. I tweeted out "Fun things are fun" earlier with Rick Boogs.
Fun things are fun and good. Listen, guys, good things are good. They are. We just do.
I feel like more and more, especially over this past year, somebody's going to study this podcast and they're going to be like, "Here's the descent of Tony's brain."
No, it's gonna be here's the bot. Here's like you know how they do like a bot created the latest Pacino movie. It's gonna be here's a bot of Smark podcast.
Yeah. Well, that too, but I mean, like, it's somebody's going to be like, he slowly but surely started to say just things like "fun things are fun" and acted more like Frank Grimes, and then you know,
like, yeah, I know. Look, we go off on tangents and we repeat ourselves, and we thank you if you are sticking with us. It's just, come on, man. Some of this stuff just really isn't that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Shout out to Rick Boogs though, because Rick Boogs is great.
Because fun things are fun.
And it's that simple as he just goes, "I'm Rick Boogs," and people are like, "Yeah, it's fun. I'm gonna say Rick Boogs too." And then Shinsuke Nakamura, "Ah!" and everybody's like, "Ah!" And yeah, fun things are fun.
I'm a fan.
Boogs. I want Roman Reigns to do it. He goes into the corner and just goes Boogs instead of the ooh ah. Boogs ah. Pat McAfee's got COVID. That's another story. I don't know why I transitioned like that. That's a weird transition.
Well, he's been close to Boogs. I guess we should all be glad that they don't.
Just Pat. He was filled on commentary tonight with Kevin Owens and Corey Graves. SmackDown's got some stuff to talk about. Mostly the idea that Belair found her way back into being a number one contender, because remember how they don't do the automatic rematch clause anymore. They
stuck to it this time.
They just give somebody a number one contenders match that they win.
I really thought it was gonna be Morgan. But
yeah,
you know
I kind of figured Morgan might win, and then we might have that match happen on SmackDown, and then Belair gets into the mix a little bit closer to Extreme Rules.
But you know what? I did walk away from that going, God, Selena hasn't won a thing.
I wonder if she regrets signing a new contract.
I'm sure she doesn't, but it's just like, damn, she hasn't won a thing. Like 2.0, Eva Rice have won since she's come back.
Have they officially signed with AEW? They have,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Good for them. The guys are fun. And the fun things are fun.
I wonder if that was a favor to anybody.
Who would it be, you think?
Well, they are French Canadian.
I don't know who that would be on the roster that would end up doing it.
No, not that. No, I wasn't talking about that roster.
Oh, just like in general, just hey, these guys got kicked out of WWE. You want to sign them up for that company kind of deal? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but good for them. They've grabbed the bull by the horns. They found the real Sting. He's done the double scorpion. They're a lot of fun. And I like them with Garcia. Because he's this young, straight-laced kid, and they're just like, hey, you want a taste? It's like, yeah, sure. Like, I like these dudes.
Dudes. I just got Boogs in my head now. Let's see how we feel about this. What do you think about Happy Corbin?
I don't dislike it. I didn't think it was going to end that quickly. They did it really interestingly.
They waited till they went to Vegas. And look at that.
In Vegas. And it was like 1 minute he was up, next minute he was down, 1 minute he was up, and then he won big in Vegas. And he showed up to SmackDown. He's Happy Corbin.
I don't like the name Happy Corbin still.
That's stupid.
But I tweeted out, I was like, God damn it if Baron Corbin doesn't always make something work.
Constable Corbin. General Manager Corbin.
The King of the Ring version of Corbin. The one that's beating people in a couple seconds in NXT. Like, eventually, everybody's got to get on this Baron Corbin bandwagon that I've been on since the very start. Because this guy's great.
The only thing he hasn't made work is just when they tried to make him a serious bad guy.
And the Money in the Bank thing didn't work out for him, but that's not his fault. That's bad.
Yeah, but that was like when they were trying to make him a serious bad guy.
But I'm like, you know what? Like he's pulling this off again too, and I'm like, man, that Happy Corbin thing. I don't like the you got to call me Happy Corbin, but this was a great way of doing it with the whole like, he won in Vegas. Now he's got his money back. Cool.
I do like it because it gets him his money back without being King of the Ring, and it wasn't like an overstayed gimmick. I like Happy Corbin. Let's see where he goes with it.
Naomi's on SmackDown and nobody cares. Not the fans, but Sonya Deville's like, why are you here, essentially?
That has to lead to the Tribal Chief, right?
I hope so.
They did some good work. That I'll say, they did some great work tonight.
With the Heyman stuff.
Angle. Yeah, everybody in that angle did some good work tonight.
I liked how Kayla was just sort of hanging out. And Heyman's like,
don't
have anybody else to... Yeah.
Like, hey, Paul, you're a pain in the ass to me on talking smack, so I'm going to bother you now.
Are there things happening on SmackDown you feel is worth talking about?
Well, yeah, Finn Balor.
Yeah, so he came back around to getting a title shot.
They're going to do it next week.
Supposedly.
No, they announced it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they might do some kind of nonsense.
Yeah, I think we get something because the week after is in the Garden. And I think the Garden show features John Cena and Brock Lesnar.
Maybe. I do think that Balor makes more sense for Extreme Rules than Lesnar if they want to do Lesnar for Crown Jewel.
I liked a lot of the logic here. I think a lot of the segment tonight had some great logic. Paul Heyman being like, I'm with the Tribal Chief, and Jimmy and Jay being smart go, no, you knew Brock Lesnar was going to be there, and he just shuts up because he probably did know that Brock Lesnar was going to be at SummerSlam. They could even do a thing where it's like, hey, sorry, Roman, I didn't think you'd beat John, and I called in Lesnar to beat John. And I was going to go with Lesnar, but then, to my surprise, you actually won. You know?
I'm curious to see where they go with the Heyman in between the two of them, yeah.
Because if you remember, and here's, I'm going to make this up as I go along, because that's what WWE fans do, because you got to make sense out of this shit. Roman had said, he beats me, I leave. It makes all the sense in the world that Brock Lesnar would go, Heyman would call on Lesnar and say, all right, if Cena beats him, I need you to beat Cena and take back the Universal title. And then Brock can go, well, okay, your boy won, but I'm still taking the title, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes all the sense. Dude, they should do that. It makes all the sense in the world. Why Lesnar was there, why Heyman is now upset that he has to choose between the two. That makes a lot of sense. And I like that, again, Usos, you knew he was there. Roman, why you give me the belt? Well, it's family celebration. No, you're family. You're coming with it. Like, I'm gonna keep you close. I don't trust you, you motherfucker. Like, I like that. I like all of that. And then I like that Finn Balor came out and said, you know, Roman, I was gonna challenge you for Extreme Rules, but then I remembered Brock Lesnar's in the picture, and I'm not getting skipped again. I'll fight you next week. I think that makes all the sense in the world.
Good things are good.
Fuck yeah. And by the way, Street Profits.
Yeah, so now we got tag team title number one contenders, basically.
Street Profits Usos. Hats off to them. Very, very strong segments on SmackDown.
For the most part. A couple other ones like, just Cesaro and Chad Gable just kind of filling in some blanks, but... And then AEW went round things out with Dynamite and Rampage. Obviously, we're not going to get super deep into the things that we're going to recover for next week for All Out, but we did get established that Jericho's going to fight MJF again, and he's got his career on the line. We know at this point Young Bucks are going to face the Lucha Brothers in a steel cage.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Eddie Kingston's going to fight Miro for the TNT title.
I like that a lot too.
I like that they even did something where the bunny had offered Taikon Shi, like, hey, why don't we partner up in the Casino Battle Royale and double up our chances to win? Konshi's like, no, I'm a babyface. Fuck you. And then Penelope Ford comes out and helps out the bunny.
I like that too. Like, it makes all the sense in the world. Of course, they can easily turn on one another, and they were like, oh, we had an alliance for him. It's like, well, don't hold your breath. But I like that.
You know my favorite thing about probably these both 2 episodes?
Nothing overstayed its welcome.
That promo from Dan Lambert.
Really?
Loved that promo. That guy's so, like, confident, and he just spits out stuff that I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? Like, this guy's a heel. I love it.
So one thing that hurts me with that promo is I wish he could call in some MMA guys who could work, like a Tom Lawler or whomever, but like guys that have the American Top Team background. Like, I wish Lashley was free, kind of, you know? Because him being like, yeah, I'm going to go with these guys, and it's just Scorpio and Ethan, I think you can do better.
Those are those topics that I've got written down. Anything else going on?
Well, we covered the Punk and Bryan thing, which is awesome. Christian Cage defeats Brandon Cutler as Kenny Omega watches on. Don Callis is fun. Oh, Mark Henry on commentary. I want to talk about this because it drove me up the wall. He goes, I think it was during the women's match, where he goes, it doesn't matter if you know karate, if somebody knows crazy. And I was like, come on.
I didn't catch that.
Crazy.
10 points to Mark Henry for that.
And I don't know, man. I'm not feeling Mark Henry just yet.
I agree, but if that's a comment that he made, then I like that even better. Just because why not? It's corny and dumb, and I like it.
And like Jericho's super over the top.
Yeah, I yell. That's what I do.
Yeah, he's literally just yelling. And they did plant the seed for something if Sammy Guevara wants to get on him. He's pretty shitty towards Fuego. It's like, yeah, Fuego del ass. Like, okay. You know, that's your boy's boy, but okay.
Other than that, there's the hot tags, right?
All right, I'm going to do one sweeping thing as Tony starts to say some plugs.
Some plugs.
All right. Well, there you go.
No, obviously, everybody check out what we've got going on here throughout the week and throughout the next couple episodes that you normally would be doing. Like I mentioned before, All Out's coming in next week, so we're going to have our usual pay-per-view point breakdowns. We're going to get into our predictions, probably on Wednesday or Thursday. It depends on when we're going to be able to record better. And then when it comes to the pay-per-view itself, live coverage on the website, and then the post-show afterward live, just like we've been doing. We've also got another round of the hot tags coming up next week to talk about anything else that happens in the meantime. We've got some stuff over on fanboysanonymous.com that you should be checking out. If we do decide to do that Vacation Friends, that'll be up at some point when I can get that uploaded. We'll see how we end up recording this. It's just almost 2 a.m, so I don't know. And
it might be, well, it'll definitely be up. But I'm thinking it might be one saved for tomorrow night.
Maybe. Yeah. Something that at some point we're going to do that. And
yeah,
the last couple episodes of the From Recap with Love portion of a review to a kill of the James Bond series are coming up. I think that the recent one that actually got uploaded, like for everybody to be able to listen to, because we've been recording these in advance, was the theme songs. And
one of my favorite discussions. I mean, look, I have listened to The Living Daylights by Aha at least once a week since I heard the song.
So good.
It's so good. And View to a Kill. It's great. Good stuff for the Bond music. One of my favorite discussions. What is it? Do you know how Christmas trees are made or whatever?
Yeah, do you know how Christmas trees are grown?
Oh, but the worst song. Awful, but
they need love.
Go listen to it. Go find out where we rank Madonna, where we rank
Goldfinger and
Goldfinger, Jack White and Alicia Keys. It's a good time.
yeah. God, awful song. But yeah, check out that if you're interested in the James Bond franchise. We got the other movie reviews and other kind of content happening there. So show some love to the Blue Brand. And of course, there's things on the website itself, smarkoutmoment.com. And you can follow me at Tony Mango or Pokemon Go at TK Pokemon Go. And just stay with everything else that's happening under a mango tree. Check out the articles I've written for Bleacher and EWN and everything. And check out what Rob's going on with, too.
Yeah, I'm at Dude Felice on every single social media platform, whether it's Twitch, Instagram. I'm past 1,500 followers on Twitter, which is amazing because I swear to God, when I started Fightful, I had like 240. So that's cool to see that climbing. It's cool that I've seen myself grow. I just put out an interview with Shannon Williams, who put out the Markout collectible card game on Steam. I got an interview talking all about that great game and what you can expect from that. I am looking forward to doing more. I really, whenever I start to stream, it's going to be one of those things where I just go, hey, look, I'm doing this. You can either come watch me play a game or come watch me rank, do a tier list of title belts. I'm just going to start streaming because it's something that's fun, and fun things are fun, as we've said many times in this podcast. So follow me at Dude Felice. Follow Callum, who's not here with Meister 14. Check out the Power Rankings article on smarkoutmoment.com because that's where he contributes. And check out the retro podcast that we have in the archives, as far as like the Paul Heyman SmackDown podcast and the 2001 Wrestling Odyssey, because, good things are good, and those never go out of style.
And that's going to do us in for this episode of the Hot Tags, everybody. Hit that like button. Let us know that you dug this episode. Drop your comments. And we will see you next time. But for now, this has been another Smark Out moment. And we are being counted out.